Hey, welcome to Let the Light in TV. I'm Craig here with you. Today we've got the Tamron 70-180mm. This is the second generation of the lens, the second version of the lens, the updated version of this lens, which is selling for $1,100. And so usually what I have on, usually whatever lens I'm reviewing, I have on the camera body to show you, how good it is at holding focus while out of focus, what it looks like. Today I'm not going to be able to do that at 70mm. It's going to be a little too tight. I don't think you want to look at a super close-up shot of my face the whole time. So there's the lens. I've got it on the desk for us today. That's what it looks like. And so first of all, let's talk about the improvements over the previous generation that are put into this lens. What are the updates? What are they trying to sell to you? Well, first of all, it comes with vibration compensation. What that means is it's going to help stabilize any movements in the lens. So if your camera body does not have image stabilization built into it, then the lens is going to help you get some improved results. The minimum object distance is now 0.3 meters, 30 centimeters. The closest focus distance used to be 0.85. So they've greatly reduced the minimum object distance focus distance now. And it also comes with a VXD. This is another improvement in this generation, this version of the lens. And what that is, the VXD is Tamron's linear focus motor. There's two of them for fast and precise autofocus, and you'll see the results of that in just a bit. Now, other features of this lens, I'm reviewing it today on the Sony E-mount. This is a full frame format lens, so full frame, very nice. It's got dual VXD linear autofocus motors. It is moisture resistant. It's got moisture resistance constructions, and it's got 9-bladed aperture. So it also comes with a focus hold button. It has a USB-C port for firmware updates in the future. And it can also be used with apsc models, where it will provide the focal length equivalent will be 105 millimeters to 270 millimeters. Now, what's really nice about this lens is it's got a nice wide open aperture of f2.8 that's consistent all the way through the zoom range. So you've got constant brightness throughout any focal length that you choose to shoot at. It's got a zoom lock switch, which prevents you, it's nice for storage, it prevents, accidental extension of the focal length barrel. So there, you pop that on and it's not going to be going anywhere. Now, when it comes to the focal length, rotation of the barrel, it's nice and smooth all the way through. You're not hitting any heavy spot. What I mean by that is it doesn't slow down at any place. It's consistent all the way through. Put that back on lock, and then we've got our aperture ring, our focus ring down here. We've also got custom switches on it. It comes with 3 different options: 1, 2, 3, far, close, middle slot. Focus hold button is right there as well on this side of the lens. Autofocus is nice and sharp and accurate. It's got good follow focus as well. So you can see it tracking my face as I walk closer towards the camera, and it does a very good job at that. Now, autofocus, there was one instance where, now what's impressive about this is I'm holding the camera with one hand, right? So that's the Sony A7IV body attached onto this lens here, the Tamron lens, and so this will show you what the vibration compensation is doing, how it's balancing it out. It's doing a good job here. I'm holding the camera with one hand, and with the other hand, I'm touch focus pulling. Now you'll see I am able to touch focus pull in between the trees in the distance and the leaves that are in the foreground. However, you will notice that there's a time where it's like the focus isn't changing. That's because I'm trying to get it to grab onto the leaves that are in the left side of the screen there, and it didn't really want to grab onto the left side leaves. It only wanted to grab onto the right side. So, funny little pernickety instance there. It's, this certain problem, however, isn't indicative of my overall experience. This was just kind of a one-time issue. Overall, I found autofocus to be trustworthy, reliable, and accurate, and it's also nice and smooth in its transitions. Focus breathing, here we've got a couple of different tests, and it's minimum really. This lens is quite impressive, I think, when it comes to focus breathing. You'll see the test now. Focused at 0 right now, turning to infinity. There's infinity, and now we're going to come back and you're going to notice that that white edge on the left side just pops into frame. And if you're wondering what white edge are you talking about, I'm talking about that white edge right there. We're now zoomed into 180 at 0, going out to infinity. You can take a look at our fire hydrant out on the wall. There's infinity, and coming back. We're going to throw up some chromatic aberration tests. You can see that it is extremely controlled. We start at f2.8, we close all the way down to f22, and the results are really, really nice. And you know, we're putting it up against kind of a harsh lighted background, and you can see, you can look at the edges of the leaves and the stems, and we don't have any green or magenta hues coming through. So chromatic aberrations, very controlled on this lens. The lens flares, sun stars type of thing, you can see it coming through the trees. There will be a clip in a second of it pointing directly at the sun. You can see when it's closed down, it's got some nice sun stars coming through, and whenever you open it up, it's just nice and bright, and it doesn't affect it in any certain way. So wide open, even closed down, flaring is not really a problem. You see one little flare there, but it's okay. All right, I am here with a little post-review note because I've been trying to find a solution when it comes to vibration compensation on this lens. So first, let me explain. The vibration compensation on this lens, I'm going to show you two different examples. And the first set of the example, the first part of the example, vibration compensation, like it's turned on. I've got image stabilization turned on in the camera body. And you're going to see that just straight out of camera, the footage is kind of choppy. It's almost like start-stop, a little bit juddery. Now the second edition, the second version of the same clip that's going to play right after it, it's going to be stabilized in post. So I've got two examples this is going to happen. The first one is going to be, as you see right now, there's a little judder. As we move into the clip that's been stabilized in post, you can see it's smooth all the way across. So the previous generation, the previous version of this lens did not have vibration compensation. So this is an improvement that has been put into this new 70-180 edition of this lens, this new G2 version. Now, again, I'm going to show you another example right here. It's the exact same thing. Vibration control is on, image body stabilization is on, it's juddery, it's choppy, then I go and I stabilize it in DaVinci Resolve in post, and it works out. However, this is not a solution that you want to rely on. You want to get the best absolute possible product out of camera that you can. You don't want to be relying on these post workaround solutions, especially because it's not going to work every single time. I got lucky that, you know, both of these shots were able to be stabilized and were usable, and it didn't have that warpy effect, right? So you want the best possible video, you want the best possible footage that you can get straight out of camera. And seeing that the lens has vibration compensation, the previous generation didn't, there's some problems that you're going to run into. So first of all, you know, one solution, well, what if we turned vibration compensation on the lens off? Well, pretty much with all cameras, if you turn the stabilization of the lens off, you turn off the stabilization completely. Basically what I'm saying is the stabilization of the lens is tied to the camera. So if you turn stabilization off, you're turning everything off. So if your camera body has IBIS, and in-body image stabilization, and the lens that we're using, right, is this Tamron lens, it also has image body stabilization. What I'm saying is it's either on or off. You can't just have the camera body stabilization and turn off the lens vibration compensation. That's not how it works. That's not how the camera makers make it to work. So it's an all or nothing situation. And for, you know, a 70-180 lens, if you're going to do anything handheld, you absolutely want vibration compensation. You know, if you are setting it down on a tripod, then you'll probably be just fine. The only thing you're going to have to look out for is rolling shutter, and that depends on your camera body. That's a whole other different thing though. So back to our vibration compensation. So it seems to be causing the start-stop juddery effect, which obviously you don't want. So the solution isn't to turn the stabilization, the vibration compensation off on the lens, because that turns everything off. So kind of what we have to hope for here is, if you are a user of this lens, you are making video content and you're suffering from this vibration compensation characteristic, what you are hoping for is, you are hoping that this is some kind of problem that will be able to be solved by a firmware update. So the lens does have the USB-C port, as we already mentioned in the review. So hopefully this is something that is kind of, you know, programmable numbers based, that can be rewritten, corrected in an update, rather than a fault of, you know, potentially the motors and the balancing systems themselves. So that's vibration compensation. Yes, it's in the lens. Even I was talking to Dustin about this problem, trying to sort it out with him. And it's a problem within photos as well. I don't know how much it's going to plague photos, but for videos, it is there whenever you are moving it around handheld. So I guess the solution for now is potentially turn image stabilization off and then set it down on a tripod and be really nice and balanced. So there it is. There's vibration compensation. There's the post review footage update. Back to the review. So my personal experience using this lens is it provides a nice, clean, sharp image. Everything's going to be in focus when you're talking about video. The autofocus is absolutely very reliable, very trustworthy. The focus pulls are nice and smooth. I really like that. The footage that this lens produces. Now, its main competitor is going to be the Sony FE70-200mm. Now, that Sony lens comes in at a price point of $1,700. This Tamron is coming in at $1,100. Now, advantage of the Sony lens is you get just a little bit more of zoom range, because it goes to 200. This one goes to 180. Now, the drawback, where the Tamron kind of claws some space back, is that you can open this up to f2.8, whereas the Sony is only to f4. So that's, you know, I guess pick what you want. Do you want a little bit more zoom range, but you can't open it up and you want to pay more money? Or do you want to pay less money, have a brighter, faster lens, and you're going to give up 20mm of focal length? This is a great update from Tamron, a very well built lens. So there you have it, really strong performance, nice clean images. The one potential drawback is the vibration control. There was some annoyance that it produced in the footage with kind of that start-stop that you can see was visible there. So there it is, the Tamron 70-180 Generation 2 version 2. There is the update. If you think you would like to purchase it, the links are down below. If you don't, well, hey, I hope you have a great day. Take care, and remember to let the light in.